One, two, three, go! Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So we are finally at part 50 of the Trugg Walg series, where we take a deep dive into the TFATK subreddit to see what the heck we're doing here. So I cannot believe we actually made it this far. So I wanted to make it just tad special for all of us, and something that just kept going in my mind was when he was on Trash Tuesday. It is just so crazy that he not only tried hooking up with Kalila, but tried switching the narrative that he was being harassed on Reddit, which is, okay, maybe that's true. No, but Brendan took it way too far. Oh yeah, we don't, Brendan does. But when he said that there's a bunch of PDFs on here, like, dude, what are you even talking about? That is so crazy. That is just, if anything you deserve trolling for, Brendan, it might be that, because those are very serious allegations. And just to make it up because some people are making fun of you online is wild. But actually, when I was getting started with this, I was reading this comment, so let's read it all together. Bappa didn't want to get into the Trash Tuesday stuff because Bappa would have to directly deny texting Kalila while he was sitting with his family Christmas night. Exactly, Rabbit. That's what I was like always saying. Is that he couldn't just be like, oh, you guys are making fun of me, whatever. He had to switch the narrative from cheater to I'm being harassed, I'm being cyberbullied online. And it's so interesting, like, how he just tries switching this narrative and it doesn't work. And let's see. They never... I cannot stand why he always says any. Oh, it's a speech impediment. No, it's not. You just say it weird because you're a weird dude. Okay. They never touch that specific moment during the podcast. Yeah, they really don't, do they? All they... Brendan, I don't want to say he's a genius gaslighter because he's not a genius at anything. But to turn everything around on them is so crazy. So instead of him coming there and be like, hey, listen, Kalila, Bobby, I'm sorry for trying to interfere, be a homewrecker. He said, why are you trying to destroy my home, my business? And they didn't call him out on it for some reason. If I had to guess why, it would be because he still had that Rogan boost. Borderline still does. But back then, nobody was saying anything about Brendan, which is kind of crazy to think. Oh, it's even crazier to think how Brendan is literally, he has this contact in the phone of a person who was named during President Trump's speech. That is crazy, Brendan. You were this close, the double C clamps of literally boosting your career to borderline even being invited to the White House. But you utterly blew it. If I'm going to stand up for you just once, well, I stand up for you from time to time, right? I try being fair. You were advocating for fighter pay. And honestly, if I was getting punched in the head again, I would want to get paid something. So, Brendan, I get why you did it. But it's just so funny how you just have a great way of burning bridges. Okay, I could only assume Bappa begged them not to bring it up during the podcast. That's why he was there, though. He probably did beg them, but then, Brendan, that text message was obviously one of the biggest factors in all of this. For sure. It all started with this unfunny comedian wanting to hook up with me. It didn't start with, oh, we run this subreddit that makes fun of him. No, it started by them calling you unfunny, and you flipped the heck out. Bappa only wanted to focus on the Reddit stuff to paint the narrative that this wasn't about him getting caught cheating and only about his made-up 300 pages about Bobby's involvement and the supposed child abuse. F you, Brennan, for trying to paint that narrative. that was on this sub. Wow, I only really read the first like 2 sentences of this, but Rabbit, you hit the hammer on the nail, or the nail on the hammer. That is, yeah, he tried switching the narrative. It's almost as simple as that. He gaslit them into thinking they were the ones in the wrong, when really, it couldn't be further from the truth. And now I could see why they would, if I was Kalila, I would completely hate you. If I was Kalila, I would almost just be tad sad that I couldn't make all these videos just because, you know, she's doing her thing on Trash Tuesday with her, you know, girlfriends. I get it. And I'm just shooting crap with the bros. Actually, I did find this new show on Comedy Central. It's called Broad City. It's about 2 girls in New York doing their thing. It is so funny. I love it. It's just nice to see other like girl comedians and be funny, you know? Sometimes it could be a bit cringe, like Amy Schumer. Hey everyone, I'm on my period. Isn't that funny? No. But that's neither here nor there. We don't gotta get into all that. But Rabbit, I think the thing I like what you said most was F you, Brenda, for trying to paint that narrative. For trying to say there's child abuse on this sub. In fact, what does that, like, how we discuss the podcast here, if like, I can't even like think of a reason why this sub would be harassing a kid. That's just so crazy. But is it crazy to think you lie? No. Brett and Schaub lying. Heard it both ways, Bubba. Okay, so I believe this is from our friend Mario Paqueta, and they created all these Schaub Chronicles. If you're an OG to this channel, you know that we've covered a few of the Schaub Chronicles, but it's been years and years, so hey, no harm, no foul. So let's get started and we'll go from there. Okay, so that was just saying like that Brian yelled at Bobby on the phone. I totally forgot about that. What did he say? You better stop posting stuff on Reddit about Brendan. If you want to be on Joe Rogan's podcast, you better take all that stuff down if you know what's best for you. Brian, he tried hooking up with his girlfriend. I think he's allowed, if that was even true, which it isn't, I think he's allowed to talk some crap about Brendan if Brendan literally tried hooking up with his girlfriend. I just cannot believe how they switched the narrative. I cannot get over that. I won't get over it. I just won't. I refuse to. I love this intro song. It's so good. Seriously.
5, 4, 3.
Before we start, you know what else is really good? Is finding a band that really resonates with your soul. I found a few, but none really ever compare to No Doubt. But this one band called Metric, they're easy number 2. Come on, no one could ever top your favorite band. Oh, that actually reminds me of something I wanted to say about Brendan. Is I was in the car the other day listening to like some songs to get me like kind of warmed up for the gym. I like to drink an energy drink and listen to some good music on my 5-minute car ride to the gym. The gas station knows me. I always go in there and buy 2 Reigns. Yeah, Reigns are really good. I'm disgusted they sponsor Brendan, but Reigns are my energy drink of choice. I got my brother hooked on them. But so as I was in the car, got my energy drink, I was like, you know what? I want to listen to some country music. So I turned on some like modern country, and I was like, well, gosh dang, this is actually pretty good. Some country songs, they're not always like, it's so easy to think of like a stereotypical southern twang song from like the 60s or 50s, whatever. But no, if you turn on like Luke Bryan, Luke Combs, Jason Aldean, you're like, whoa, these songs are kind of bangers. So when Brendan says he loves country, at that moment I was like, okay, I could see why, people would love country music because it's really good. I would say most of it is for sure. But I always stress I would never trust anyone who can't be physically moved or emotionally moved by music. Because if anything's going to reach the heart through the ears, it's going to be music. In the same way art reaches the heart through the eyes. Yeah, pretty deep stuff. But look at this face that Brendan's making. This is almost the face of someone's like, I don't care. All I care about is what's ahead of me, and drive fast, all gas. Like, it's just so shallow. I kind of joke that I'm a shallow person. Maybe I am, but I don't know. Just to be Brendan Schaub, that's crazy. I think it comes down to when you're a narcissist, you have this huge ego. Like, no, I don't need to learn anything about anyone. Everyone needs to learn something about me. And that's very dangerous to think. But I mean, when you grow up rich, you kind of get it easy into the football, the UFC. You start kind of feeling entitled. And I would be lying to all of you if I didn't say I didn't feel entitled at times. And I'm just from the middle class. So yeah. So yeah, when Brendan's like, oh, I listen to too much country music. It's like, maybe you just put on Spotify, but it almost like scares me to think that you might turn on some like Morgan Wallen song and like just sit in the car and be like, just like stone cold, just like looking ahead, just dead serious. Like, dude, kind of get into the music, Brendan. Brendan, relax, dude. Like, yeah, do this. Oh, trust me, I think we all know you have some weird, awkward moves. You have beast of a baseball coach. Remember that when he swung the bat? It was like, Brendan, that is not how you swing a baseball bat. That was so pathetic. It was cringe, and it was annoying. I went to the Always Sunny when they're drinking the wine glasses, or the wine out of those pop cans. Like, and you are annoying. Alright, go on. But first, let me light up the spliff. Or spiff. What else was I going to say? I think I said one more thing to say. I don't know if I can recall. Whatever. Let's get started finally, right? You all came here for some Brendan Schaub, and I'm just, yep. Oh, geez, I remembered. So, if you all remember that short I made of Joe Rogan, of like, Brendan Schaub wants to fight Joe Rogan, I am like, still getting it from all angles inside of me on Instagram from that one reel. And everyone's like, you clearly know nothing about them before you made this. And it's just so funny because all of you know, I know a thing or two about all this drama. And comedians, UFC, I'm learning. I'm not the best brains for the arts, but I'm getting there. But everyone's just like, you don't know anything. Guys are loyal to each other. Which, Brendan's only loyal to Rogan because Rogan's the most famous podcaster in the world. Let's not get it twisted. Brendan isn't loyal. He uses people. He's using Joe Rogan for fame. He'd be stupid to disown him. But according to Mark Harley, Brendan is starting to beg the different on Joe Rogan, which I could see why. I mean, you see all these other up-and-coming comedians going on his podcast. He's hanging out with them more. He's not answering your calls as much. Anyone will get salty. And yeah, so when people on Instagram are like, he's so loyal to Joe Rogan, you're missing all the context, you don't know what you're talking about, you just did this for attention. It's like, yo, B, I've been doing this for quite a while. I know a thing or two about a thing or two. Okay, now we'll finally get started. 15 minutes of just talking. I don't know if that's good or bad. One person said they like when I talk more because it's more like a podcast. When these are not podcasts, it's just a video. I don't know why I'm so adamant on that, you know? Whatever, let's get started.
To Enowa.
Welcome to your favorite Christian podcast, Tiger Belly. We're about family values. We're about children. We love the children. We have a guest on today that is somebody that I, number one, have to say that I always liked you. I always thought you were funny. I've always had empathy towards you because of some of the shit that you have to deal with on Reddit. I too have a lot of weird things that are on Reddit that I don't read, you know what I mean, because it hurts me.
Bobby, the things on Reddit hurt me too, believe me. I think I only made like one small appearance on the sub, but that was, a one and done. I doubt anyone even knows who I am on the sub, honestly. There are a few people asking if I have a Discord server, and I don't because I tell them I'm not famous enough. Nobody knows who I am. If I reach maybe 10,000 subs, I think I might consider getting a server on Discord. But as of now, I mean, if you all think I should, I will. But what's everyone going to talk about? Just how annoying I am and make fun of me? Let me know.
But, I've always only said positive things about you to people, and the people that you do your podcast with. Theo and I are very good friends, and let's give Brendan Schaub, give him a round of applause.
I'm here to convert you guys to Scientology. That's all I'm here.
See, that's a good joke.
Religious
We watched that documentary years ago.
Insane.
Yeah.
So I just want to open up
Most
with
awkward podcast.
this is really
I've done
right.
10,000.
Okay.
Let me start with
10,000.
this.
Okay, go ahead.
I love both you guys.
Uh-huh.
Oh, we love you
Both
too.
you guys, and you have always been nice to me, and that goes so far with me. Because when I came into comedy, I was a tough sell.
No one is a bigger SJW than me, believe me. But there is something so cringe about Brendan being like, you guys have always been nice to me. Like, excuse me, sir? It just sounds so weird, especially coming from like Brendan. You try playing Mr. Tough Guy, but during this whole podcast, you're playing like Mr. Sensitive. Dude, you really can't have it both ways, even though I know you want to have it both ways. It reminds me on the Quidditch Champions Reddit page, someone made a post of being like, can you all please like start being nice? I just got the game and everyone's being so mean to me. I have autism, so it makes it that much harder. And I was like, okay, listen, I get it, because I might have it too. Most likely do. But I always say, the minute you become annoying about something, you lost. And to make a post about saying like, can you all please be nicer? You know? Okay. I almost feel like Anna Anna, whoever from the Young Turks. I'm part of the left, but the left left me.
Still am.
Yeah.
Okay,
So the
bud.
people that were nice to me, I never forget.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
I
that's
never
true.
ever forget, ever.
And you know what? I believe you. I believe you. Which makes it this a little bit difficult for me because of what, because we're just gonna lay it all out there. What happened a week and a half ago. And I just want to kind of slowly get into it. You know what I mean? And because I just want to talk about the truth and
Me
about.
too.
And getting to the root of whatever this problem is.
I mean,
Okay,
the only reason I'm here
Yeah.
is to get to that
Okay.
and for us to move on.
Okay.
It's literally the only reason I'm here.
All right. So let's start with I'm in Oklahoma. I'm at dinner. And you text me that there's a journalist doing an article about me.
Mm-hmm. No, not just you. Keep going.
Yeah, there's a journalist that's doing an article about Well, on the text I just read it, you said it was about me. Maybe, I mean, you implied something else, but that's what I read. And then I texted you. What?
The exact words for a journalist contacted me. Not good for you.
Not good for you. Yeah. All right. And which got me spinning a little bit, and I
For sure.
texted you
You're gonna blackmailing
what, and
him.
you said you can't do it through text. Then before we talked on the phone, I had a conversation with a cohort of mine. I don't want to throw his name in there, but and you had texted him the same thing, which he found a little weird. So anyway, I called, or you called, I forget how that happened, and all of a sudden I was in a three-way call with you and somebody that you are associated with. I'm not gonna say his name, and
You can though. He
I don't want to.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Can I?
You can.
You
I
want-
mean, you can
You
if you
can.
want to.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it was Brian Callen.
Yeah.
Just so you know,
Oh, he was so eager to throw him under the bus, wasn't he? Brian, you cuck Callan. Brendan just threw under the bus so easy. They even said you don't have to name him. He willingly threw you under the bus, but you cucked for Brendan so hard. I get you know where your bread is buttered. Okay. But dang. And I get if you want to be a cuck, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's kind of hot, right? But to be a cuck for Brendan, and even you, Snaz, I gotta throw you in. Clint, do I want to throw shots at Georgie? Georgie's still considered a thick boy. You all, honestly, everyone at Thick Boy Empire is literally driving me freaking nuts. It drives me nuts. Oh, what the heck?
To the root of whatever this problem
Okay.
I
is.
mean,
Okay,
the,
so
the only reason I'm here
Yeah.
is to get to that
Okay.
and for us to move on.
Okay.
It's literally the only reason I'm
It
here.
sounds so
all right,
disrespectful
so let's
to
start
say.
with I'm in Oklahoma.
I'm not
I'm
here
at
to hang out with
dinner,
you.
And you
Here to
text
do
me
detective work.
that there's a journalist doing an article about me.
No, not just you. Keep going.
Yeah, there's a journalist that's doing an article about. Well, on the text I just read it, you said it was about me. Maybe, I mean, you implied something else, but that's what I read. And then I texted you. What?
The exact words for a journalist contacted me. Not good for you.
Not good for you. Yeah. All right. And which got me spinning a little bit, and I
For sure.
texted you what, and you said you can't do it through text. Then before we talked on the phone, I had a conversation with a cohort of mine. I don't want to throw his name in there, but and you had texted him the same thing, which he found a little weird. So anyway, I called, or you called, I forget how that happened, and all of a sudden I was in a three-way call with you and somebody that you are associated with. I'm not gonna say his name, and
You can though. He
I don't want to.
Pardon- Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Can I?
You can.
You
I
want-
mean, you can
You
if you
can.
want to.
yeah, it was Brian Callen.
Yeah.
Just so you know, Brian did. Before you go on, I don't want to interrupt you. Brian did.
And I was on the sub yesterday, and someone said, I hate the way he says okay. And I was thinking, exactly, yes, me too. Because he doesn't say okay, he says oh gay. And it's that projection of I'm gay.
Say on Firing the Kid how he royally messed up with that engagement with you. Royally messed up.
Okay.
Carry on.
So,
Carry on.
but I found it to be extremely traumatic in the sense that if it was somebody that I didn't know, that'd be one thing. But Brian and I have had a very long relationship.
30 years, maybe?
Yeah, a long time. I've been to his house for Super Bowl parties. We were on the same show together, not at the same time, but he's a Mad TV alumni as well as I am. And him and I have been really kindred spirits.
Yeah.
you know,
Comedy store guys.
Comedy Store guys, and you know, so when you guys called, it was you and Brian, and you said that that you guys, my career was.
I hate this face Brennan has on him. Dang near 90% of this whole episode. It's a "you better watch yourself" face. It's just, oh, it's so, Brennan, I want to smack that face off you.
Going to be over. That you guys have evidence, you know what I mean, that that I'm some Reddit mastermind, that there's you have files and proof that you can trace, you know, me from Reddit back to my house, the URL, you know,
IP address.
the IP address, and that I have been
See,
for
he's
5
like,
or 6 years have been
like, why lift your chin
coyly
up?
and you know, mischiefully, you know, contributing to threads that were
Not contributing.
What?
Didn't you say it was, well, from what you had said, that we were responsible?
responsible, right? And
And that's the face of someone who really doesn't want you to bring up something. Yeah, I definitely I understand that face he's making. It's of just like, I'm watching what you say because you better not say the wrong thing. So it's not so much like he doesn't want to talk about it, I guess, but yeah, he just like, don't bring up that I texted you on the side. Brendan, this whole series I made called the Trugg Walg series, I named it after when you tried hooking up with Annie Letterman. Isn't that funny? Because you cheated on your wife. And I think I came up with that name like within the first 3 episodes of the entire series. I might go back and look. I probably won't. So someone let me know. How long has this been named the Trugg Walg series? And it's all over just you cheating. And Brendan, listen. I was making a thumbnail today, and it's like, the trolls are ruining my life. And I'll be real with you. I started to feel bad. Because if, like, we're ruining your life, like, I'm not here to, like, spread negativity. Yeah. But, like, you know, I don't want to ruin your life. And honestly, I doubt I am. But then I have to remember 2 things. Thing 1, not only do you refuse to change, you double down on it. You double down on your bad behaviors. But thing 2 is you're a millionaire. If I had to stop talking crap about me and I had 5 million in the bank, you know, it's so easy to be like, oh, but they're not making money. How many chicks you F? Like, you know, it's so easy to say, like, just to say those things once you get money, because money really can and does corrupt people. And especially for you, Brennan, money really corrupted you. And it's one thing to kind of just like, I don't know, to act a little snobby. I guess we all do from time to time. But you just have something about you that is completely unlikable. And it's impressive, you know?
that you know, that you were gonna expose me to Rogan and all these people, and
You know what else is kind of funny too? I'm sorry, I'm interrupting a bunch, but it's that the politics sphere and the Rogan sphere are interconnecting. I can't go online and see something about Joe Rogan. I'm like, oh, it's about Brendan Schaub or UFC, whatever, and being like, oh, Trump, the right-wing Republicans, like whatever. I'm like, dang, our spheres have literally collided. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. But actually, you know, if you all know me, I'm not really big into conspiracies, like, at all. Just because I don't really care. But I did hear, like, almost like 4 years ago, that Jesus was returning in the year 2028, around October. And the person who predicted it said Trump would be president during the last 4 years. And this was like, I remember hearing this years ago, but I was like, wait, that would mean if he ran again, he would lose. Lo and behold, he did. And now Trump is going to be president through 2028. And that would mean the last 3.5 years of Earth will be around like March, dang near when Trump gets into office. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, if you look into it, do I believe it? I'm a little iffy. I you know what I mean? I don't know. But if you look up Jesus Returns 2028, it's pretty wild. Yeah, I don't believe in conspiracies, but it's fun to like, you know, look into them time to time, you know. Pretty crazy stuff. But I remember one thing he said is Trump would be adored and idolized, and we see that now. Yo, if Jesus really returns in 4 years, that is wild.
And I should get a lawyer, and that I mean, this is what you told me, and also just mind you, it was at a level 10 of rage. It wasn't like a soft-spoken, like, you know,
Very aggressive.
Yeah, it was extreme. You know what I mean? Threats, and then you called Kalila things I don't even want to mention.
I did not.
I know you didn't.
I would, and I haven't heard what you guys said. I don't talk like that. I would never call.
Run, FAG. You wanna run, get your cardio in? Run, FAG. Yeah, Brennan, you don't talk like that. Oh, hand on your heart, you never do that. God, you're such a liar. Oh, why does that? Okay.
And my only defense to that is that I just have my own way of you know what I mean? Threats, and then you called Kalila things I don't even want to mention.
I did not.
I know you didn't.
I would, and I haven't heard what you guys said. I don't talk like that. I would never call Kalila that. That's
Right.
not in my
Brendan,
verbiage.
you called me that on the phone call we had.
I did not call you that.
Brent, you
I did not.
No, but you don't know what they said, so you can't.
The stuff that I got was pretty on par to just about the worst thing you could tell somebody.
Brian apologized. What Brian said on there, and even I told him that was a lot.
There's a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot.
But what I found to be heartbreaking
sort of
was
believe that.
going into a character assassination where you were saying, not you in particular, I don't even remember what, because I was I was so trembling almost, calling me a coward, weak, spineless. And my only defense to that is that I just
funny.
have my own way of dealing with the world.
No, like, I mean, I get
because
someone calling you that obviously isn't funny, but like just coming from Brendan, like someone called me up and he's like, "You're pathetic, you're spineless." I'd be like, "What?" But I get Bobby has a way of dealing with things, so it's not funny, everyone. Okay.
Grew up in such a traumatic childhood. I try to be passive, and I try to not. I mean, I'm afraid of confrontation, as everyone knows, in terms of my character. And I said to Brian days after that assault that I no longer want to be his friend.
Mm-hmm. And did you guys speak on the phone, or
Yeah,
was
we
it just
did.
text?
Yeah,
And he
we spoke on the phone.
apologized. He said,
Yeah, he did apologize, but yeah, I mean,
he doesn't expect you to be his friend.
yeah, it's
I have lost friends for far less than them calling me up and screaming at me on the phone. Yo, that's not even a friendship losing situation. That's like a I hate you now forever type of situation. That's crazy. And it almost makes it worse too, is like they were actually friends. They weren't just like colleagues. Imagine one of your closest confidants calls you up and starts swearing at you out of nowhere. You'd be like, "Yo, what's the narrative? What's the deal? You better stop doing that Reddit stuff about Brett and Schaub." Like, yo, what are you talking about? I'm at dinner. So yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Not. It's done.
Yes.
But that being said, also I'll never. I don't have any. I will never say anything bad about him. I think that he is one of the funniest.
Brian, all you had to do was just stand up for Bobby. Anyone who stands up for Brendan inevitably fails. I guess the only outlier is Joe Rogan, but even he's kind of like,
People I've ever met in my life. I really do.
And can I give some context to that call?
Yeah, please.
No.
And we definitely, I'll admit straight up, we definitely didn't handle that the way two adults should have handled that.
Mm-hmm.
The context behind that is I never talk about this stuff ever. Our podcast is usually fun. We don't talk about the negative stuff that I deal with. Brian wasn't aware of the negativity that I deal with. Everybody gets stuff on Reddit. Everybody in this room, I don't know if you guys do. You guys do for sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure Kalila does.
We all do.
Being a woman in this space. So there's a difference between
I
hate
heard that.
and then straight evil, toxic, criminal behavior. And for 6 years, I've dealt with this. Now, if you want to criticize my comedy, the podcast, so be it. That's the internet.
Okay,
that's
Wings,
that's what we signed
you all
up
going
for.
to jail?
But when it crosses over into harassment of my family, death threats, my kids, going for sponsors,
This isn't
companies
true.
that I
The
work
sponsors
with,
are
my
true.
business, that's where it gets dicey.
Brendan, it's dicey because you're lying. No one went after your family, was giving you death threats. Well, I mean, I can't guarantee, but I don't be willing to bet you're lying because the whole point is there are children being harmed on this subreddit. So yeah.
So and it would have to get so dicey.
I have the attention
to the
span
point
of
where
a goldfish.
my team gets notified on this because I'm not on social media.
Your
And
team,
it's-
huh?
Or sure as hell not on Reddit or any of these forums. And
Oh,
the
you're
reason I'm
not,
not
for
on there,
sure.
it's not because I think I'm better than social media. I don't
Yeah.
need it. Of course I need it. I'm a comic. I'm not on it because it hurts my feelings. Because I can't handle that stuff. I don't do well with it. It was so toxic, I got out.
You're entrusting a team to report.
Brendan, I posted one of my shorts on the TFAT case subreddit, and yeah, sure, I did get kind of made fun of a lot, but it just comes with the territory, Bubba. And no one is expecting you to be like, I'm super tough, like whatever, because guys have feelings too. But something about you being an ex-UFC fighter saying, I'll snap your neck in half. These comments hurt my feelings. It's like, dude, no, pick a lane. Either you're Mr. Tough Guy or you're Mr. Sensitive. You can't have it both ways. You can hear it both ways, but you can't have it both ways. But really, this is like you want your cake and eat it too. But you can't. No one ever can.
Back to you, and when you hear from that team, you're receiving it as gospel. This must be accurate information that I'm receiving
From these guys, yes. So this is how we get here. Good question. Yeah. So this is how we get here. So hate, I understand.
Like,
There's a
what's
lot to hate
happening?
on. But again, when it crosses over into criminal and this other stuff, and they get notified because a member of that group is abusing a 6-year-old child with autism, and then the Reddit moderator gets affected, and they start talking. So then they look into it, and that's how we get here. And they look into it, and they go, "Hey, let you know, one of the 6 accounts that has done most of the posting is associated with Tiger Belly."
Most of the post associating
Now, with all
he
the
can't talk.
toxic hate, everything that I get,
Yeah.
this awful stuff, I expect that from people I don't know. When I found out it was somebody that I know,
Yeah.
and that's where the aggressiveness came from.
But is it true?
That's why I'm here.
I think this is not helpful because this happened a week and a half ago when in fact this drama, if we're going to talk about context,
this is awesome.
started in January. And I think while I really appreciate you being here, I truly believe you're a guy who cares for his family. I do believe you feel you're on the back foot here. and you feel like your livelihood is under attack. I understand the hurt all around that,
Appreciate it.
but there is a lot more context to what you guys are talking about, which is that phone call that happened a week and a half ago. And if it's okay,
Yes. Leave it up to some girl power to get back to business. It's not about this freaking subreddit or whatever. It's about, Brennan, cold, hard facts. And they are. You called them up, you started yelling like a maniac, and then you tried switching the narrative that the reason you're going after them is because a 6-year-old with autism was being abused on the subreddit. That makes... But how did this make sense?
with you, because I don't want there to be any confusion moving forward. I'd like to start from the very beginning and just get to the God honest truth, because if we don't do this in a systematic way of when it started and how did we end up here.
The start with
Most the
when I
posting.
was notified of the Reddit group.
No.
Where do you want to start?
No,
To start with a Trash Tuesday podcast.
It's
Okay.
me.
because I mean,
But here's
It's
where it gets
me.
conflicted is those are almost two separate things.
It certainly didn't feel that way.
And I understand that, and I respect you, and we can talk about this so we get to the end of it. When it goes to the Reddit group, that's
Toxic
where
evil.
that call came from, and then this stuff that we're talking about with Trash Tuesday, and if I had a time machine and I could go back, I would have called. The reason we're here is because I didn't handle this well. And I'll say this right now, and I'll get back to that Trash Tuesday stuff. Let's say, and I'm not saying this in any facet, I truly believe
I'm not
neither of
saying,
you have anything to do with this Reddit group.
but
Maybe someone on your team had, or
no.
hold on, I'm just telling you from my
Okay,
perspective.
Like to okay.
Yeah, and you can too.
Because
You
my
can
team
too.
is here, and
And that's fine.
I have
This is everybody in the.
This
Yeah.
is my family.
Yeah.
So if you're coming to me saying you're not responsible, but your team is, you're coming for my family. I've been with these guys for 8 years.
I'm with you, Clyde. I'm with you, and I would love for you guys to explain it. And that is why I'm here. And that is why I'm here.
Okay, but
And that's why I'm here. So,
wait.
go ahead.
Okay, so let's you have your own timeline in your head of how this went down, and I have my own timeline. And while I want to believe those two things are separate, the timing is very suspicious to me.
But it's. I also can I just interject real quick. All right. They're not separate to me because during the conversation, right, when you guys called me, you and Brian, right, the Trash Tuesday thing did come up in that.
Because why did it come? You and I talked about that stuff before all this, though, Bobby.
I
That's
don't
right.
want to get into the weeds. Can I just present a timeline? So I don't want there to be confusion. If we're really here to talk about the truth, I'd like the opportunity to just start from the beginning.
Please do.
Thinking of someone in the hope that you'll stay. 'Cause I've been trying.
oh, that was good. So Brennan is still a little bit nervous. I get Brennan, you're a little on edge. Okay, big ups to Mario Pekka. I seriously love these chronicles. But let's go back to the sub and let's see what's going on here, right? Because as much as I would love to continue on to part like 8 or 11, whatever, we gotta kind of see what's going on here. Okay. By our friend First Stumbler. New DFAG website Lego character for sale. I think 800 likes. Decent. The hanging in the hot tub with the boys while wife is in labor guy. Never forget, that's what Brennan did. So is this one Brendan? I don't have to think. This one's Joseph Rogan, and this one's Brian Callen, if I had to guess. You have a Lego collab. The I returned them. I didn't know they were show dogs guy. The dime piece dad and son talking. Brennan really called his dad a dime piece. That is so weird. Selling computer stuff door to door. He was like a millionaire. That, Brennan, just the fact that you have to lie. And I get, like, sometimes you're in situations where, like, you have a choice. Tell the truth or lie right then and there. I get it. And but what I don't get is choosing the path of being a liar. Because no one wants to be known as being a liar. It's sort of like being known as a cheater, which, am I? Yeah, maybe. It's hard to recover from. Yes, I quit comedy to be a baseball dad guy. Why is Brendan wearing this hat that says war on it? What does that mean? I seriously hate that about him. The Adam Sandler, you're that funny guy that kicks butt guy. A thick boy. You met Adam Sandler in the bathroom. The how'd comedy go? Bean cheese, every night guy. Brendan, that honestly is weird how you like every night. That's so crazy. Oh, these are really good. I thought Steven Crowder was my ticket out guy. Oh, for sure. And I guess if Brian deserves any credit, it's that he's seen the writing on the wall and he had to get out. But Steven Crowder legit used and abused him and kicked him to the curb. I mean, come on, like, what do you expect of these right-wing podcasters? You expected them to be your friend? The I didn't realize about distribution whiskey guy. Yeah, Brennan, you just going isn't the best business model. Like, if I started my own whiskey, I would call it, what would I call it? Maybe like HSG or something. Yes, I don't know, something like that. But I as sure as heck wouldn't just be like, oh, that's what it's called, and I'm gonna do all the distribution myself. No, I would hire a lot of people to help me, because I know I don't have all the answers. But, I mean, honestly, Brendan has failed upwards, which is really impressive. So maybe just going is the right way to do things. But you just need to be likable, because if you just go, you need that kind of it factor that if and when you mess up, you need someone to be like, you know what, hey, I'll help you out. I got it from here. But Brendan, he just burns bridges and he just goes. The I've been balls deep in a Trugg since high school guy. He just never talked about it during his E-days because he was super into fashion. I'm a tough guy, UFC, but I'm also really into fashion. Brendan, why didn't you ever mention trucks? You know, if you were in a truck since high school, I mean, would you just put that hobby on the back burner? The what are you gonna do? Volume punch me, ex-UFC fighter guy? Oh, that's you doing him dirty? But I love it. He got knocked out and then he started punching at the air. I mean, if I got knocked out, would I start punching at the air? I mean, better than not punching at all, right? But just because it's Brendan Schaub, like, dude, like, come on, like, what's happening? Just no one else is quite like him. The I lit up Uzi Vert on the red carpet, so Showtime fired me guy. Little Uzi Vert, now's your time to come forward and be like, to share your narrative with us. Did Brendan Schaub light you up? And honestly, if he did, I can see why you'd be kind of keeping quiet about that, because that's kind of embarrassing. The Mike, no disrespect, but Fury is the best we ever had guy. Oh, that's what he said to him. That's like saying to Babe Ruth, like, no offense, but Lou Gehrig is better than you. Like, what? Brennan, there's a time to be truthful, but you can still be respectful at the same time. And as much as you don't want to admit it, Brendan, you're not a good podcast host. I'm not the best by any stretch of the imagination, like at all. But Brendan, you and Wings of Redemption are terrible podcast hosts. And it's so crazy to think that you are good, because you're not. Like, how many are here? The I don't do comedy for soy boys. I never use straws. Brendan, this is how you look. And you want us to believe that you're a gearhead. Yeah, freaking right, dude. Dude. The been balls deep since into sneakers since I was a kid guy. Okay, let's tell me well, let's see what this is. The funeral fit with my girl. I love that you called her with my girl, because he refuses to call her wife on account of the cheating. He's a fish guy. It's okay. Always been a Porsche guy. One Stumbler, big ups to you. Those are really good, seriously. Okay. Tell everyone. Gimme. Hey, listen, I'm on the record saying Snaz is really hot, but dang, Snaz, to sell out for Brendan, like, that sucks. That really does. Girl, I get you gotta do you, but, and I'm all for selling out, but dang, to do it with Brendan Schaub. If anything, Snaz, look at these crow's feet. They almost reach his freaking hairline. And if we know anything about Brendan, is he has a really great / weird hairline, but it almost reaches his freaking hair. That's crazy. I've never seen anyone that had crow's feet reach their hair. No, that's unnatural, and honestly, that does trigger me. Oh, there's this stupid war hat. Not buying view bots anymore, eh? Black belt in podcasting. You know, it's like, not only does that sound so stupid, but no one ever says they have a black belt in podcasting. Brennan, you are furthest from it. Literally, Brennan. I think I might be a better podcast host than you. I would give myself like a 6.5, maybe a 7 on my best days. Brennan, you're a 6. You know why you're a 6? Because you constantly interrupt. I listen to other videos or podcasts, whatever. When people talk, others shut up and listen. And if they do interrupt, it kind of just, it flows. But you just can't help but interrupt it every turn. That's what separates you from the black belts of podcasting. Okay. Oh, so it's my fight prediction for Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. Oh, 1,400 views. I mean, my videos don't even get 1,400 views. But I never had that Rogan bump. Yeah, Brennan, you're probably not buying views anymore, if I'm being honest. Like, extra thick. If thick wasn't bad enough, you had to do extra thick. This is you doubling down on your worst decisions. So this person said they always bet the opposite of what he does. It's crazy how much he always gets it wrong. Okay, we got a video. Good. It's so weird he always says that, right? Okay.
Wake up at 1 a.m. in the freezer. Gargle piss. Uncomfortable? Good. Listen to 5 self-improvement podcasts at once as you drag a tire to work. Fire ants in a diaper to keep you going. Ex-wife calls. Says you can't visit the kids this weekend. Good. They only slow you down. Get to work? Gargle more pee. Do work on Chinese keyboard. Don't know Chinese? You will. Broken glass for lunch. Boss comes in, says you're falling behind. He doesn't understand. He can't. He isn't a wolf in this world of sheep. Get hit by 3 cars on the way home while listening to audiobooks at 2 times speed. New record. Legs broken? Good. Pass out on kitchen floor. Roaches kissing you all over. They understand the grind. Set alarm for...
The roaches understand the grind. Okay, big ups to Roger Moore. 44444. That's awesome. Okay, cool. A little dish I cooked up by Gucci J. I always love looking at some stuff from the up and coming chefs because, hey, they're trying their best just like me. I'm an up and coming YouTuber. I don't know. All I know is I'm up and coming. So let's see. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, the condom fish. Yes, with okay, and the lips. There's a lot going on here. Okay, big ups to you. Jeez, those lips are crazy. In fact, those lips drive me freaking nuts. Recessed chin. Oh, caterpillar hat. I remember you. Yeah, I guess it is what it is. Okay. Oh, milked like a cow. This is going to trigger me, isn't it? It is for sure.
Oh wait, real quick. Have you guys ever been asked to be pegged?
What? Yeah.
Bro, I'll get on all 4s. They'll milk me like a cow. They'll jack me off on all 4s and put their digits in my asshole. I went, I'll get on all 4s, man. They'll jack me off like the milk in a cow. Here's I have another one, put her fingers in my ass. Went,
well, sir, how would you even ask that? Excuse me.
Brennan, you look like the dude who would 100% ask that. Brennan, okay, I'm trying not to freak out. But Brennan, it is so obvious you're into dudes. It's just it's a dead giveaway. And there's nothing wrong with it. But what is wrong with it is when you try projecting your insecurities on others and making it seem like all those other people are weird or in the wrong. You're in the wrong for thinking they are. There's nothing wrong about loving who you want to love. So Brennan, you need to come to terms with it. So maybe you could become a better person. That is... In fact, Brennan, when you asked her to milk you like a cow, why wouldn't I be surprised if she just brought some little just like a boy in and be like, oh, I'll take care of you, and you're probably okay. Yeah. What's this? Oh, oops. Oh, sorry.
Walk me to my truck.
Why don't you walk me to my truck?
Why don't you walk me to my truck?
Yeah, but you maybe deserve it a little bit. Alright. Bald's famous dude talks about getting a douche by his hate sub part 1. I think I seen a little of this earlier. And if I recall correctly, he's like saying, oh, I have a sub that hates me. Good. No, having a sub that hates you doesn't make you more famous. It just shows how unlikable you are. My God, is it that hard to realize? Not everyone who is loved and not everyone who's famous gets a bunch of hate online. In fact, on the contrary, if you're super famous, some people just might really love you.
Message. There is really a person who wrote me bragging about how big of a Reddit page they have talking shit about me. Like, that's a bad thing. There's that many people that are so worried about me that I'm famous as a motherfucker. I have that many haters. That's how amazing I am at doing what I do. I trigger that many lames. The guy used the word gadooshing. The guy said that they're on there gadooshing me. And he doesn't know that he's the weirdest person on the face of the earth. They spend their day so worried about me that they all sit there and gadoosh me. Oh my fuck. These are the people who make the videos calling studs like me fake alphas. Oh my God.
An alpha, huh? Whoa. Okay, listen. If I had a Reddit, which, I mean, maybe one day I will, and if you read my comments, like half of them are like, I would say like maybe 60% are supportive, 40% are negative. And like, I get it for sure. I mean, if I was watching one of my videos, I would probably leave myself a negative comment too. But just to be like, oh, I'm such an alpha male, everyone's wrong. Like, no. I at least get why the people don't like me. Unless they say I'm missing contacts, which I'm not. But just to think that you're better than all of them is crazy. But I can never have a subreddit as hated to me as they are to you and Brennan for multiple reasons. Because you don't care about your fans, you scam them, you are a hateful person, you're toxic, you are a liar, you're not grateful. That's all I can really think of. But see, Brennan and Mr. Bald Famous Dude, I appreciate my fans. I appreciate everyone that supports me. You don't. You take them for granted. To say I'm so lucky, I would never say I'm lucky. I'm grateful for each and every one of you that watch one of my videos. It just means the world to me. So if you want to leave a mean comment, I get it. But I'm super appreciative of it. You're not. You think, oh, there's a bunch of haters. I'm famous enough that they're all hating on me. Dude, did you just graduate from the Brennan Schaub School of Academics? Because you're sounding sort of redacted. A chin before his condom fish diet. Ooh. What do I even say? Chin, I know you said you were like, then you're 350 somehow. And I guess, big ups to you, Chen. Losing all that weight, that's impressive. And I can always get why thick boys are kind of enthralled in Brennan Schaub's whole thing. But if he was still, Brennan's like as skinny as a skeleton. And he just makes fun of people who are overweight. Brennan, you have a good way of turning everyone who supports you into an enemy. That's impressive. Reminder, required viewing. I'm not surprised. A Brennan Schaub documentary. Oh, the made for pixel version. Yes, I've seen that before. In fact, actually, I remember seeing this. So, okay, listen. when I started getting into like the comedy scene, I just started watching a bunch of like 30-minute, hour-long specials, even like 10-minute just videos of comedians. It was probably mostly like 10-minute like videos of just all these random comedians. Then I came across Brendan Schaub one day. It was when he was doing that really like small, intimate, like 10-minute like little story about how he'd seen himself on a sign for the UFC and he was so happy. And I was like, I'm kind of confused. So I started reading the comments and we're like, and they were all saying, wow, this is like the unfunniest thing I've ever seen in my life. And then eventually, I'm Not Surprised, you know, this whole documentary, I seen pop up and I was like, wait, what's this? And then I started learning about how Brennan strikes a bunch of channels, how he's not funny. And I was like, yo, I'm like, this dude's crazy. But I really wasn't making content at the time, or like, I don't know, I really didn't think much of it. But it wasn't until I started watching more Brendan Schaub content creators that I was like, this stuff's awesome. And then eventually, once my TCAP run kind of ran out, I'm like, I want to cover something I really want to. And this whole time, I really wanted to cover Brendan Schaub, but I knew my audience wasn't about it. But now they are, and that's what led us to this. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see what this is. Hate the way he says, this is what I seen. This is what I seen. Yeah, I hate the way he says okay too.
Yeah,
Reverend Born Again.
Yeah. It's like the people that were given hurricane relief and would skip the houses that had Trump signs. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
What I don't think is helpful is that now that like conservatives are in control of the government, I don't think retribution and crushing anybody with a different point of view is a good idea.
No, I don't think that helps things.
No, I think stay humble. Stay humble in victory.
Those people are stupid enough. Yeah.
Stay humble in victory and just get the job done.
Did you say most people are stupid enough? Wow, Brennan, you really don't think you're stupid, huh? It's so crazy. He says okay, but when he'll say like, hate, for example, he'll say hate. So Brennan, you can't say okay, but you can say okay. Like what, dude? It doesn't. Your speech really doesn't make sense. And I want to think it doesn't count, but dude, it's freaking wild. Pretty sure Baba is more famous as Rhonda's boyfriend than comedy. Okay. Oops.
I mean, I don't know.
Are You Smarter Than a Celebrity is hosted by this man who's maybe more famous as a boyfriend than a 3-time Super Bowl champion.
He's not.
A Super Bowl.
He did the Pfizer cuck stuff. When you find out how much he got paid for, it's like, yeah, I'd probably do it too.
Yeah, I mean, he's look, you know.
Let's get to
Wait, the question I remember now. So if the COVID vaccine, if they paid you $100,000 to do an ad,
100,000? No.
500,000?
No.
$1 million?
No.
Bull crap.
Good.
I'm not anti-vaccine, so I would do it.
Yo, if someone said, here's 10,000, just tell your audience to get a vaccine, I would. I mean, come on, that's like, but Brennan, don't try standing up for your little fake morals, being like, I wouldn't even for $1 million, for 500 million. Dude, are you kidding me? And coming from you, it would sound a bit ridiculous. Like, really, it would. And everyone would just make fun of you, so maybe that's why you're saying that. And Brennan, you've for sure sold out in one way or another. So don't try taking the high ground on this. Wow. All I can say is all of this drives me freaking nuts. Everyone, thank you so much for watching part 50 of the Trugg Walg series. I hope you really like what you've seen. If you want more episodes early or more sexy pictures of me, which are pretty hot, like I'll be for real with you all, then Patreon and OnlyFans are 100% the way to go. Patreon has all the videos early and they get the sexy pictures. OnlyFans gets the pictures early, but there's really no videos. But just know, you supporting me really does mean the world to me. unlike Brendan, who doesn't care about his fans, I do. In fact, I would say I'm a nobody, so I don't even deserve a Discord server. Even though multiple people want to make me one, maybe one day I will have one. And if you want to join, maybe just kind of hit me up. But you all are just gonna make fun of me, aren't you? Whatever, so be it. I'll be there all the time. I'll make fun of myself because I really don't care. If there's one thing I really want to leave you with, is I all make these videos for you to go to sleep to. Whether you do or don't, I can't control. But here's what I wish I could control, is I want you all to go for your dreams. Follow your dreams. Think about what makes you the happiest in life and go for it. What ignited my heart was music, was Finding No Doubt. And it made me want to pursue music more than I already ever have. I was a musician already, but it didn't spark my interest. It didn't spark my heart the way it should have until it did. And now I know being a musician is really who I am to my core. So if you're out there thinking about, what should I do in life? I want more out of life. I don't know what to do. Well, maybe start a YouTube channel. Maybe start a band. Learn an instrument. Learn to sing. Learn to paint. Learn to draw. But you need to do you. Because no one's going to do it for you. And no one's going to live your best life for you. Don't go to bed at night thinking, oh, what if I did this? What if I did that? What if things were different? No. Take accountability for everything and follow your dreams. Grab fate by the freaking throat and just know it can all be yours. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. That stuff does in fact mean the world to me. Any support, seriously, it just helps your girl out. And I'm here to help all of you. Remember, you are loved and appreciated. I'll catch you on the next one. But until then, Nikki's signing out. I'll see you, everyone. Have an amazing rest of your day.